Stay tuned, giveaway details at the end of this video. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Rachel. Today we're going to be doing some quick reviews of some goal planners that were kindly sent to me by Power Place. These are the Lion Planners goal planners. We have a daily planner here and a weekly planner here. This one is 6 months, this one is 12 months. So you have a lot of options in terms of what Lion Planner will give you to plan out your goals. These were sent to me for free to review, but I'm not sponsored in any way by Power Place or Lion Planner. I think goal planners are a necessary part of your planning system, because if you don't have goals as a foundation of your planning system, what are you really planning for? So I think a goal planner is essential. Let's talk about these, see if you like them. There are going to be links down in the description below where you can purchase these planners, or if you are interested in trying out a goal planner for free, I'm going to be doing a giveaway of these planners at the end of the video, so stay tuned to the end for instructions and we'll talk about it then, but just know that these are going to be up for grabs and you could win one, which would be very exciting. Some basic features about all the Lion planners: they have a faux leather cover. It's very soft. It's what's called PU leather, so it's not actual, cowhide leather. It is a type of faux leather, and it feels really good. I don't use a lot of actual leather planners, so I can't speak to it feeling like indistinguishable from a real leather planner, although lots of the Amazon comments say that that is the case. PU leather is an artificial leather material made with split leather, which is the fibrous part of the hide left over from genuine leather, when people are making genuine leather. And this has been coated with polyurethane and then applied to the surface of the product. So that is sort of where it gets its name, PU leather. This is definitely more eco-friendly and ethical than standard leather and pure plastic faux leather, which is great. It does note here on the product packaging that it is 100% eco-friendly material, so they are really making an effort to try to live up to that. As far as whether or not this is like purely eco-friendly, you can read a lot about that online, and I'll let you do your own research, but that is what the material of the cover is made out of, and I think that that is great as opposed to like plastic faux leather. The pages are also more eco-friendly. They are thick, very thick, post-consumer waste recycled paper. This paper is made to be bleed resistant and able to handle rough erasing, which, as anybody who's used a goal planner before knows, sometimes your goals don't work out, you have to erase them and try over again. So I think that is great as well. There are different paper weights depending on the planner, and I'll talk a little bit more about those when we talk about the features for each planner, but essentially the one that is the daily planner, which you can see is a lot thicker than the one that is the weekly planner, has a lot more pages, and thus the paper weight is slightly thinner so that they could fit more pages in this planner. Also, a quick size review for you. Both of these are considered like an A5 size. I think this is probably a more true A5 size, the daily planner. The weekly planner is like slightly thinner, like maybe like a moleskin would be. And you can see that the weekly planner is slightly taller. Differences on the spine as well. The daily planner, a thicker book, needs a little bit more binding, a little bit more attention, so there's like a true spine here, whereas this just sort of molds over, blends over the spine, very smooth, very chic. I think these look really, really good. I'm going to take off the packaging now, but I do think that they look really good and really clean, especially if you're using these in a work environment or you want something like minimalistic. It just has the lion on the front that's sort of in mid-leap, which is obviously a profound symbol if you're into that sort of thing, but also it's not like glittery or sparkly or cutesy in any way, so it makes it very applicable for like school and work where maybe you want to be a bit more serious. Both of the planners come with an elastic strap that wraps around the planners and keeps it secure. They also each have, I think, 2 bookmarks? No, 3 bookmarks. Holy crap. So this is the daily version, and there are 3 bookmarks in the daily version, one in a navy blue, one in a gray, and one in a black color. And then let's check out the weekly version. Yes, looks like the weekly version also has 3 in a blue, a gray, and a black as well. So let's talk about the daily planner first. This one, like I said, is a 6-month planner. Along with having the leather cover and the nice thick paper, this also has a little pocket in the back here that you can slip things into. Not a full like envelope pocket, but just kind of a nice secretarial. This paper is 80 GSM, and it is a little bit thinner than the planner we're going to talk about soon, which is the 12-month planner. And I think that's just because they wanted to fit so many more pages in the daily planner, obviously, because it's made to have like 140 daily pages that you can use during your days, and so it needs quite a lot of planner space. So the paper is slightly thinner to be able to fit that. We have a title page here, a page for your personal information that you can list in case this gets lost. There's a nice place up front, lots of space for a mind map or vision board. I will say this is also dot grid for most of the planner, as well as like certain themes will be lined, so just keep that in mind. Goals for the year, very nice. Goals for the year can be broken down into physical, personal, family, professional, social, or other, and I think you could pretty much cover these up if you want. One thing I like about this planner is that, so you have these like year at a glance sections up front, which is great because when you are goal planning, a lot of goal planning science says to shrink the window that you're goal planning for. So a lot of goal planning books will have you do like 3 months at a time, for example. So this is obviously a 6-month planner, which makes it like really accessible to be able to plan, because often people cannot see beyond a year. So 6 months is an even closer timeline. So if you find yourself struggling to meet yearly goals, you might consider moving down into a 6-month planner. And this is a great option for that. But I also love that they have yearly goals up front in this, because I think planning what you want at the end of the year and then working backwards and saying, okay, what can I realistically achieve in 6 months? It just makes your goals all the more attainable, all the more realistic to you. So this would be something that if you did do the 6-month planner, you would get, say you started in January, you would plan this out for the whole year, and then you would get a new one in June, and you would plan it out again, essentially. And these are like fairly small that you can cover them up or write over them if these are not like your goal categories or something like that. Then we get into the monthly section. There are 6 months in this planner, and they are undated and blank. Oh, one thing I should have mentioned is that both of these planners are undated. So you can start them whenever, which makes them great if you like to start your planners, in the middle of a school year, or if you've just run out of a planner. I will say, now that I'm thinking about it, I do kind of wish that this section was undated. Like, instead of it saying Jan, Feb, whatever, you could write in your own dates, because that way, if you started in December or something like that, then you could actually start that date. So just a thought. But the meat and potatoes of this planner are going to be undated. So we have the monthly section, and here is where you break out the goals that you wrote for these areas. Whatever you wrote in these boxes, you can break them out, elaborate on them here. Nice notes section across to the side, and of course places for all days of the month. So there are six of those. It is a Sunday start planner, but again, you could sticker over this if you prefer a Monday start and just move right along. Then we come to the weekly section. Now this is unlike any weekly section that I have actually seen before, which I think is pretty interesting. Over here on your left-hand side, you have a last week review. So if we're looking at this last week review in the Lion Planner, it starts with the last week review right after you get done with the monthlies. But then it goes into this week, so of course this last week review would apply to this week, and etc., etc. Most weekly planners that I have seen actually have a weekly section like with the dates written out, but because this is marketed and designed as a daily planner, it doesn't want you to spend too much time in this weekly section intricately planning your plans. It wants you to set out some goals, set out some plans, brainstorm a little bit, decide what you're gonna make great and what your priorities are, and then it wants you to go and sort of live in the daily section in the meat and potatoes of the planner. So I think that's kind of interesting. I've never seen something like this, but it gives you a lot of space to write and brainstorm. Reviewing last week is something that I love to do. I think review is a great way to plan your weeks and make the best use of your time. So it's really nice to have a dedicated section for that. Notes and ideas. This is another section that is dot grid paper, so it can be really flexible. You can be planning or designing something if you need to have that space to be a little bit more creative. Top priorities for the week. There's a good amount of lines here, so you can set like 3 to 5 top priorities if you want. Of course, there's the date up at the top. Weekly plan. Again, no specific dates here, so if you wanted to make this like a Monday start planner, you could take advantage of that in the weekly section because there are not specific dates, which is great. And then things to do to make this week great. related to your personal or physical health, your family, your work, and your social. So some brainstorming sections for you down there. Looks like there are about 26 weekly pages, which makes sense, 52 in a year. This is a 6-month planner. Each of them are on 2 pages, so you have a nice weekly spread. Then we get to the daily section, which also has a day on 2 pages. And it's a little bit similar to the weekly section in that this section is sort of more for brainstorming and this section is more for specifics, but I think it's a little hard for me to wrap my brain around like starting with writing the date up here. I kind of would have preferred that it was more like left to right, but either way, I think this has everything you need to consider your goals and work on them on a daily basis. So it has a schedule over here on the left-hand side, which looks like a 24-hour clock. It starts at 1 a.m. and you can see there's one line for 1 through 7 a.m. and then from 8 to 6 it has 2 lines, and then from 7 to 12 it has 1 line again. So this would be really good if you have most of your activities happening between 8 and 6, and I think most of us do. If you're someone who works at night or something, you might just want to flip this so this becomes like 1 p.m. and then this is like 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. for example. So I like that they didn't put like AM or PM delineations there, so you could do that if you're somebody who works at night. But if you're somebody who like gets most of their work and schedules most of their things for these wee hours, this you might have to make some adjustments on this planner. The tasks section is nice and long, nice and thick. For those of us who have a lot of tasks going on or who like to break down their tasks, this is a good amount of space. The day review section is really interesting because it is blank, which I think is kind of interesting. Like it almost makes me want to draw a picture there. So this is clearly the main side of the page, and then this is sort of a different side of the page, which appears to have more like brainstorming and then goals and gratitude. So I guess you could either use that for like a daily gratitude or for a daily goal. Today's priorities, I kind of wish today's priorities was maybe like over here and then day review was over here or something like that, because this feels really essential to the daily plan. But I really like that they have it in there, because personally what I'm trying to do is write out 3 priority tasks for every day, and 1 or 2 of these may be just like things I need to live, like, you know, you need to do your laundry today. It's the only day of this week that you can. But the other ones, maybe 1 or 2 of them, have to be goal related for me. They just have to be related to my goal. So if I can create, 3, 2, 4 priorities around that number, and a couple of them are related to my goals, that makes me happy. And having a dedicated spot to write them, it almost forces you to think about what your priorities are, which I like. There are approximately 140 daily pages, and then we get to a short notes section in the back that has a few different types of pages. So the daily pages finish, and then we have a wish list page. I could also see using this for like an order tracker, like wish list order tracker on this side. Notes for just general notes that you have to write down. Contacts, their name, their information, name information. A bill payment tracker, which if you're using this for any financial related goals would be super helpful. And then they have just 1 blank page full of dot grid. So if you need another notes page just in general, if you want to use this as like a pen test page, or if you need extra space for your bill payment stuff, then you have that. So that is the daily planner, very thorough. Let's get into the weekly one. Okay, so the weekly planner is much better if you have goals that you want to track on a yearly basis, because it is 12 months with no daily pages, just a week per page. Let's go through the sections. So like the other one, it has the leather cover, the faux leather cover. In the back, it does have more of a true like secretarial pocket. And then this one also comes with a sticker set. So let's open this up and explore these. These are just a series of icons that you can use to mark shopping, having a family night, some sort of home stuff, if you're going to movies, cleaning, that sort of thing. Lots of workout ones. Nice spa day, haircut. Yeah, these are great. So pretty standard, very colorful if you like color. I don't know what material the stickers are made out of, if the eco-friendly sort of nature of the branding only applies to the planner materials, or if it also applies to the sticker materials, I'm not sure. It is nice that they provide tabs for you. I do really like that. and headers and stuff like that. So again, you can start this planner whenever, but it does provide like headers and stuff for you, which is pretty cool. So back to the beginning, we have the same title page up front with the name of the planner, the same personal information section here. And then we start with a more traditional, I would say, bullet journal style introduction. So we have an index, what pages it's on, and then a bullet code with 4 little dots right there. I'm not sure if you can see that on camera, but it has 4 little dots where you can sort of note what your bullet code is. And then there's a color code here, which I also really love because I know people do like to color code, and because they gave you all these fancy stickers in the back, so you can use those to color code it too if you want. Just like in this 6 month, we have a mind map and a vision board, so you can use this to envision your year and brainstorm your year. This again is a lot like a bullet journal. This has an important dates section. So this is kind of like what a future log looks like in a bullet journal, where you have the month and then you can write out important dates or appointments for each month. So this is, like I said, undated. So if you started it in like September or something, you just write 2022, 2022, 2022 or something, and then go back up and 2023, etc. Then just like the other one, you have a goals for the year page, so you can brainstorm your goals. A very similar goals breakdown. Again, I wish they had left this truly undated so you could start it whenever. I'm not sure about that up there, but easy enough to cover with a sticker, and they did provide you stickers that you could cover it up with, so kind of cool. Then it has your months. So I believe there are 12 months. Yeah, 12 months. So you don't get any forward planning months after your year is up. You just have the 12 months. It is a Sunday start once again, but again, if you had date stickers, you could cover that up and make it a Monday start, or heck, start your planner on a Wednesday. I don't care. A notes section on the side, which I like. No goal breakdown stuff on the bottom, so that's a difference from the daily planner, but I think that that is fine. It works for me. Then we have the weekly section, so you can write the month and the year up at the top, and then write the dates in these little date icons. Interesting that the weekly section is a Monday start, but the monthly section is a Sunday start. I've heard this is kind of common for weekly planners. I don't get it. I'd prefer to see Monday start, but it's nice that they have a Monday start anyways, which is good. They have this goals for the week section up here, which I think is great, and then successes, which I also really love. I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but I know for my mental health, just writing down like my accomplishments or my successes has been tremendously helpful for me when I'm trying to look at my goals and say like, okay, what did I actually accomplish? How do I feel about myself this week? What do I feel like was a big win? So I like having that section there. I don't much like having Saturday and Sunday together like this. This would be really good. I think, you know, when you see Saturdays and Sundays together like this, what you're actually looking at is like a planner for somebody who works or has the most of their tasks Monday to Friday. So for example, if you're someone who uses your planner and your goal planning for your 9-to-5 job, like I could take this to work and use this for my work goal planning and it would be absolutely perfect. But the Saturday and Sunday together, if you're somebody who works weekends or has a side hustle where you really need a lot of space for Saturday and Sunday, you might want to check out the daily planner instead because it has a full page for every single day. For me, a horizontal weekly also has like just enough space to fit my tasks. I like a horizontal weekly for prioritizing my tasks for each day, and that's why I actually like weekly planners, is when I'm really working hard on my goals and I have something I really want to focus on. The horizontal weekly, I'm able to just like divide it in half, do tasks on this side, events on this side, or something like that. I don't really need an hourly time, you know, break up between my day like the daily planner has. I don't always need that. So when I don't need that, I like to be in planners like this, where there is a horizontal weekly and it just helps me prioritize. Oh, and of course, a weekly layout that has a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday would also be great for someone who's in school. Most programs don't have their classes on the weekends, so if you're in school, if you're a college student, high school student, anything like that, a Monday through Friday should take up most of your activities, and then like maybe Saturday is game day or whatever. Or if you're like me, Sunday is homework day because you have left it all to the last minute and really need to get your assignments in before the next week. Holler if you've ever procrastinated so badly on an assignment that Sunday becomes homework hell day. What I do like about this planner that the daily planner did not have was these numbered pages. So you can see 53, Page 52, that's great for indexing, and they did offer an index at the beginning of this planner, so it just shows that they're paying attention to that. After your 52 weeks, there are a number of bullet journal pages in the back. So these are dot grid bullet journal pages. Online, it said that this was 109, there were 192 total pages. Let's see, 191. 187 minus 142. Struggles in math. So there are about 45 undated bullet journal pages back here where you can, if you are missing the daily log part of the Monday to Sunday week, or if you need extra space for Saturday and Sunday, there's plenty of space back here for you to write it out and have sort of dedicated spaces for extra to-do lists. If you bullet journal, you know that collections are a huge thing. So if you have any collections that are goal related, you can put them back here. Any extra brainstorming, you can put it back here. I think personally, 40 pages for me would fill up really fast for a whole year. So you might want to have this with like a companion notebook if you plan to do like a lot of daily pages. Or, you know, if you're like me and you have one planner dedicated to goal planning and another planner dedicated to other stuff, then maybe that's not really necessary for you, because I find having multiple planners in my system, like one that's just dedicated to goals, really helps me get the most out of these back pages and not need like an extra notebook or something. So let's look at what else they have. They have the contacts page just like in the previous one, and a bill payment tracker with an extra dotted page over here as well. Okay, so that is the full flip through of both of these planners. I really like different aspects about each of them. For the daily planner, I love the emphasis on review. I think reviewing your days and weeks and how you performed on your goals in those time periods is essential to succeeding at your goals, because if you don't review, you don't know where you're succeeding or failing. What I love about the weekly planner is how much smaller it is, how portable it is, and the fact that it has the extra pages in the back. I think that's a little bit like, if you've seen my other videos, you know that I do a lot of work in my Hobonichi weeks, and I love my Hobonichi weeks, and the extra memo pages make the difference with the weeks, because then you have a bunch of extra space if you need it to write it out. One thing I like about these planners is how approachable they are. So when you're approaching this to use it, you know, many planners that I know a lot of us use in the community, whether that's bullet journals, blank, you know, beautiful notebooks that are made from like Archer and Olive or something, or whether it's like a Japanese like Hobonichi or a Midori planner even, those planners are made with just sort of like beautiful stationery, beautiful paper, which can sometimes feel like difficult to use if you don't have the right pens or anything like that. But these planners are so approachable. They have really standard paper thickness, and it feels quite smooth and dry, a little bit dry as well, which makes it quite approachable. If you can just come into this planner with any pen, any idea, and jot it down. The planners do have slightly different designs. So this is like, the daily planner is more black headings with white text, and this is more gray headings. This is a bit thicker, these headings are, than this one. So it depends on your preference, I guess, a little bit there. And this one I think is a little bit easier on the eyes. It's not quite as harsh as the black. But either way, I think these planners create that approachability by just being sort of very, very blunt and straightforward in their design. And like, you know, you don't have to be perfect. What you have to do is just write down your schedule here so you can keep it together, which I think everyone should have a planner like that, where they are not necessarily needing to like art journal all over the place and be like beautiful and perfect. Just a planner where you can messily, neatly, beautifully, ugly, like write out your goals is really important. And I think these are good options. I want to do a quick pen test, and I'm going to do it in the daily planner because it has this empty sheet at the back, and because this is thinner GSM than the weekly planner. This is 80 GSM paper, so anything that holds up to this will definitely hold up to the other one. These are the pens I'm going to be testing. We have some brush pens, some ballpoint pens, some art pens, gel pens, Pilot Friction pen, which I think we'll test also the erasability of that here in a second. Okay, pen test results. As predicted, this paper handles all of these pens very well. On the back, there is a slight amount of ghosting from the more watery pens, so the mild liner and the Tombow. Oh, let me test the Fude Touch really fast and see how it goes. So this is a brush pen. Yeah, so the paper has about the same amount of tooth, I would say, as like, just like a standard notebook, like an Archer and Olive or a notebook therapy notebook. But of course, like the GSM is much thinner. And the wetter the pen, the more it's sort of ghosted. No bleeding, which is great. But the ghosting for the mild liner, the Tombow, and the Fude Touch, you can see it much better than you can see all these pens up here. However, all these pens up here performed really, really well. The Pilot Friction Ball Clicker, which is an erasable pen, and the Pilot Friction Highlighter, which is erasable, both erased really well. This paper was made to handle erasable stuff, so you could write out all your goals and then erase them if you want, or correct your mistakes. So those are two good options if you want to be using those in this planner. And then, of course, the ballpoint pen performed really well, but I was really pleased to see the gel pens worked amazing in this planner. They dried instantly, which is not the case if you use gel pen in all planners, so that's awesome. Okay, so final thoughts. I think both of these planners have really high quality materials, from the leather cover to the type of paper used. I think they're both very approachable. You can enter them at any point because they are undated. You might have to use stickers here and there to cover up or change a few things, but otherwise the planner is ready to go out of the box. You can start planning your goals right away. I will say these planners are perfect if you have goals in mind that you want to track or write down or complete. There's not a lot of instruction in these planners, although there may be in their Facebook group online, for actually how to plan your goals and what goals you should be preparing and planning. Some goal planners do come with that, but I like that this is just basic, empty. It's a good alternative to those planners that charge like an extra $30 for all of the front matter that is just like text on how to, you know, set a goal that you could find from like a YouTube video. So this is a really nice, easy, accessible planner to be able to jump right into that also looks professional, perfect for work or school, that kind of stuff. And I'm so excited to talk about this, but I will be doing a giveaway for these planners, which I think is really, really fun. It's my first ever giveaway. I'm so excited. And I really want to do this as a thank you to everyone who has been subscribed to me over the course of the last, I think, 6 to 8 months that I started my channel. I have been thinking about starting a planner tube for so long, and I finally got the guts to try it back in April of this year. So I'm really happy that people seem to like my videos, that you guys have followed me. Thank you so much for 1K. It happened like barely a week ago, it feels like, but I really, really appreciate the follower count, and I appreciate you guys commenting on my videos and everything like that. So I want to do a giveaway to honor that. The giveaway will actually be posted on my Instagram. So I think the rules are that you have to comment on the post and be following my Instagram in order to enter, and then you can tag friends or share in your story for extra entries. The rules for the giveaway, as well as the link to the giveaway post, will be posted down in the description below and in the pinned comment, so you guys can check that out and win one of these planners, hopefully, which will be really, really fun. Like I said, I think a goal planner is essential in any planning system, so I'm excited to be able to bring these to you guys for free. There are going to be 2 winners. The first winner will be able to pick their planner of choice, and the second winner will get the other planner, and I'll be DMing the winners a week from today, and they'll be selected randomly out of the list of people who follow the criteria in the Instagram post for entering. So I'm super excited to be able to do that. Thank you guys so much for watching this video and for subscribing and for being just generally awesome and supporting me in my little planner tube dream. It really means a lot. So I'll see you guys over on Instagram, enter the giveaway, and we'll talk soon. Thanks, bye!